If you are over 60, what if I told you that one of the biggest reasons your legs may feel weak, heavy, shaky, or tired has nothing to do with aging itself, and everything to do with what is happening on your breakfast plate every morning? Here's something that surprises many people in senior health. You can walk every day, stay active, follow different senior health tips, and still feel your legs becoming weaker after 60 if your body is not receiving the right fuel early in the day. And the frightening part is this. Many older adults never notice the problem until climbing stairs feels harder, standing up from a chair takes more effort, or their confidence starts slowly disappearing. Most people believe weak legs after 60 are simply part of getting older. They assume muscle loss, slower movement, and less stability are things they just have to accept. But reality tells a different story. Your body is constantly rebuilding itself, even after 60. The problem is that many people unknowingly eat breakfasts that leave muscles underfed and circulation unsupported. And later in this video, I'm going to show you the breakfast food that researchers have linked to better muscle support and strength in older adults. Yet most seniors barely eat enough of it. After 60, your body starts changing in ways many people never fully understand. Muscle tissue naturally becomes harder to maintain. Your body becomes slightly less efficient at using protein. Blood flow can become less effective. Energy production changes. Even the signals between nerves and muscles can gradually become weaker if your body isn't getting the nutrients it needs. Think of your legs like an engine. For years, that engine worked almost automatically. But over time, the engine requires higher quality fuel and better maintenance. You do not suddenly become weak because you turned 60. Weakness often happens because your body slowly stops receiving what it needs while needing more support than before. And I'd like to ask you something before we continue. I always enjoy hearing from our community because people watching this channel come from all over the world. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from and your age today. I read your comments, and I love seeing people over 60 supporting each other with experiences and senior secrets that can help someone else. Now let's begin with number 4. Number 4, Greek yogurt with berries. Many seniors think yogurt is simply a snack, or something people eat mainly for digestion. Some even avoid it because they believe breakfast should be centered around toast, cereal, or whatever is quick and easy in the morning. But here's what most people don't realize. One of the biggest challenges after 60 is maintaining muscle tissue. Your muscles are constantly going through a process of breaking down and rebuilding. The problem is that as we get older, rebuilding becomes less efficient. If your body does not consistently receive enough high-quality protein, muscle loss can slowly begin happening beneath the surface without obvious warning signs. The difficult part is that this often happens so gradually that many people do not notice it at first. Maybe your legs still look the same. Maybe you are still walking around your neighborhood or staying active around the house. But eventually you begin noticing subtle changes. Getting out of the car feels a little harder than it used to. You find yourself grabbing the stair railing more often. Carrying groceries suddenly feels more tiring than expected. Many people immediately assume, well, I guess this is just part of getting older. But sometimes your body is actually sending a completely different message. Sometimes it is simply asking for better fuel. Greek yogurt can be surprisingly helpful because it provides high-quality protein that muscles can easily use. It also contains nutrients such as calcium, which support both bone and muscle function. In one clinical study, researchers found that higher protein intake in older adults was associated with better preservation of muscle mass and physical performance. In everyday life, that simply means your muscles may have a better chance of staying stronger when they consistently receive the materials needed for maintenance and repair. Now imagine starting your morning with a simple bowl of Greek yogurt topped with blueberries and strawberries. At first glance, that may sound like a small thing, but berries bring another benefit many seniors overlook. They contain natural compounds called antioxidants. Think of them as tiny protectors that help your body manage everyday stress occurring inside your cells. Over time, wear and tear inside the body can contribute to inflammation and affect circulation and muscle performance. Berries help support the body's natural defense systems. I remember speaking with a retired gentleman in his 70s who told me something interesting. He said breakfast had never seemed important to him. Coffee and toast had been his routine for years, but after making a simple effort to include more protein and nutrient-rich foods in the morning, he started noticing something unexpected. By afternoon, he felt steadier and less drained. He told me his legs no longer felt as heavy as they once had. Now, was Greek yogurt itself some miracle cure? Of course not. But giving the body better fuel changed the way the engine was running. And this is where things become more serious because many seniors unknowingly start their day with foods that create quick energy spikes, followed by sudden crashes. Sugary cereals, pastries, and highly processed breakfast foods may satisfy hunger temporarily, but they often leave the body undernourished later. And the next breakfast food becomes even more important because it helps solve another problem many adults over 60 never realize they may have. Number 3. Eggs with vegetables. Eggs have been debated for years. Some people avoided them because of cholesterol concerns, while others never thought much about them at all. But many seniors underestimate how useful eggs can be for supporting leg strength and maintaining mobility after 60. The reason is simple. Eggs provide complete protein, meaning they contain important building blocks your muscles need every day for repair and maintenance. And after 60, this becomes much more important than many people realize. As we get older, the body becomes less efficient at responding to protein. Researchers have found that adequate protein intake in older adults can help support muscle preservation and physical function. In everyday life, that means nutrition may help you maintain the strength needed for simple activities like climbing stairs, standing up from a chair, or walking with confidence. Because strong legs are not just about muscle size. They are about independence and maintaining the ability to enjoy everyday life. Now, imagine combining eggs with vegetables like spinach, tomatoes, mushrooms, or peppers. Suddenly, breakfast becomes more than just breakfast. Spinach and colorful vegetables provide nutrients that help support circulation, energy production, and overall health. And here is what many people do not realize. Weak legs are not always just about lacking muscle. Muscles also depend on healthy nerves, oxygen delivery, blood flow, and steady energy. Think of your muscles like workers in a factory. Protein provides the workers, but nutrients from vegetables help keep the machines running smoothly. When one area begins falling behind, the entire system can become less efficient. I remember speaking with a woman in her late 60s who told me her legs felt like they were running out of battery by afternoon. She thought something serious might be wrong, but she later realized her mornings often consisted of nothing more than coffee and a pastry. After gradually switching to breakfasts with more protein and nutrient-rich foods, she noticed she felt steadier, and less drained during the day. Nothing changed overnight, and that is important to remember. There was no miracle solution. But small changes repeated consistently eventually created noticeable differences. If you're finding these senior health tips helpful so far, take a quick second to hit the like button below. It may seem like a small action, but it helps this video reach more people over 60 who may be struggling with weak legs, low energy, or mobility issues, and looking for simple ways to stay stronger and more independent. Now let's continue, because the next breakfast food may surprise you. And stay with me, because the next breakfast food is something many seniors either ignore completely or eat far too little of, despite its potential role in supporting stronger muscles after 60. Number 2. Oatmeal with nuts and seeds. When many people hear oatmeal, they think of something soft, bland, or simply a comfort food. They think of it as something warm that fills the stomach on a cold morning and nothing more. But oatmeal can actually become something much more powerful when used the right way. Weak legs after 60 are not always caused by one major problem. Sometimes several smaller issues quietly work together over time. Less muscle support, unstable energy levels, reduced circulation, and increased inflammation can slowly begin affecting how you feel each day. Gradually, you notice subtle changes. You feel less steady standing for long periods, more tired halfway through errands, or you begin avoiding stairs because they feel more demanding than they used to. Little by little, confidence starts shrinking. But here is what most people do not realize. Your muscles do not depend only on protein. They also depend on stable energy. If your body constantly experiences sharp rises and crashes in blood sugar, energy levels can become unpredictable and leave you feeling drained. Oatmeal contains fiber that helps provide slower and more consistent energy release compared with many processed breakfast foods. Now imagine taking that bowl of oatmeal and adding walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, or chia seeds. Suddenly, breakfast becomes much more than a simple bowl of oats. You are adding healthy fats, minerals, and nutrients involved in muscle and nerve function. Researchers have found that diets rich in nutrient-dense foods may help support healthier aging and better physical function in older adults. In simple terms, your body performs better when it consistently receives better raw materials. I remember speaking with a man in his 70s who told me something many people can probably relate to. He said that around 11 every morning, he felt like someone had unplugged him. His breakfast routine had been the same for years: sweet pastries and coffee. At first he felt energized, but then came the crash, followed by heavy legs and fatigue. After gradually switching to breakfasts that included more fiber, healthy fats, and protein, he noticed something surprising. He did not suddenly feel 20 years younger, and he did not experience some overnight transformation. He simply felt steadier and more consistent throughout the day. And consistency matters because your body pays attention to what you repeatedly give it. Before we move to the number 1 breakfast food, if this is helping you understand your body better, consider subscribing to Senior Health Support. My goal is to share practical senior health tips that help you stay stronger, more active, and more confident after 60. And if you are already part of this community, thank you for being here. Now, let's move to the breakfast food many seniors completely underestimate. Number 1. Salmon with eggs, or other high-protein breakfast foods. Now I know what some people may be thinking. Salmon for breakfast sounds unusual because most people see it as a dinner food. but this may actually be one of the most overlooked senior nutrition strategies for supporting muscle strength and healthy aging after 60. Salmon provides several nutrients that become increasingly important as the body changes with age. It contains high-quality protein that muscles need for repair and maintenance, and it also provides omega-3 fats, which have gained a lot of attention in aging research. In one study involving older adults, researchers found that omega-3 fatty acids may help support muscle protein synthesis, which is simply the process your body uses to build and repair muscle tissue. In real life, that matters because your muscles are constantly working for you. Every step you take, every time you stand up from a chair, climb stairs, or walk through the grocery store, your muscles experience wear and tear. After 60, your body often needs more support to keep up with that process. But here's what many people do not realize. Weak legs are not always only about weak muscles. Sometimes muscles feel tired because the body is not receiving the support it needs through nutrition and circulation. Think of it like trying to walk through deep sand. Even strong legs would eventually feel heavy and exhausted. When muscle support, nutrition, and overall health improve together, movement can start feeling easier. I remember speaking with a gentleman who told me his legs felt heavy and slow every morning. He assumed it was simply aging, but after looking more closely at his routine, he realized he had been skipping protein at breakfast for years. Most mornings consisted of coffee and toast. After gradually adding more protein and nutrient-rich foods, he noticed that getting out of bed and walking around the neighborhood felt easier. It was not because one food magically changed everything overnight. It happened because many small improvements eventually created larger changes. And that may be one of the biggest senior secrets nobody talks about. And if you know someone over 60 who may be struggling with weak or tired legs, share this video with them. Sometimes one simple piece of information can help someone better understand what their body has been asking for all along. Health after 60 is often built through small choices repeated consistently. If there is one thing to remember from this video, it is this. Weak legs do not automatically mean your best years are behind you. Your body is still responding, your muscles are still adapting, and small daily decisions can make a meaningful difference over time. Now that you understand which breakfast foods may help support stronger legs after 60, there's another piece of the puzzle many seniors never think about. Because sometimes the problem isn't only what you're missing in the morning. It can also be the foods you are eating every day without realizing they may be working against you. Some common breakfast choices that seem harmless may quietly leave your muscles undernourished, affect energy levels, and contribute to that heavy, weak feeling in your legs over time. In my next video on senior health support, over 60, 4 breakfast foods that may weaken your legs, I'll show you the surprising breakfast foods many older adults eat regularly that may be slowing them down without them even realizing it. Once you understand what to avoid and what to replace them with, you can make smarter morning choices that help support stronger legs, better energy, and more confidence after 60.